Hey, what's going on, everyone? It is B. Avery here for another episode of Just My Opinion. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. And with this episode, we are doing Watchmen Season 1, Episode 3, titled She Was Killed by Space Junk. Now, first of all, guys, I'm so sorry it took me so long to get you this review, this recap. I tried to watch this thing like 4 or 5 times, like real talk, even the day it debuted, but I was just so tired and I was sleeping. I was falling asleep, but I finally watched it from beginning to end. So let's go ahead and get into it. And with this episode, following a late night visit from the senator, FBI agent Lori Blake heads to Tulsa to take over the recent murder investigation. The Lord of Manor receives a harshly worded letter and responds accordingly. Now, I'll just go ahead and say that I absolutely love the first 2 episodes, and I like this one. It wasn't as good as those 2, but I am really interested in this new character, Lori Blake, the FBI agent. Even though I don't like her character, I like her character at the same time. She's annoying to me, but at the same time, I do have some type of respect for her. She's kind of the take no shit, get out of my way, type of person. And, in some respects, I can appreciate that. But the episode starts off, with her telling riddles and things like that, about a bricklayer, and she's, doing this, and it kind of pays off in the end, but not really. And another thing, guys, just real quick, another thing why I'll say that I really just don't think I like this episode as much is because we really didn't get that much Regina King, even though later on in the episode, she did save the day at the funeral, and we're going to be talking about that. And another reason is just like, I don't think I understand what the hell is going on with this episode. The first 2 episodes I was able to follow, quite well, but I'll just go. I'm just probably going to be jumping around. Okay, what the hell is going on with Jeremy Irons' character, Ozymandias? Or, some people was like, hey, that was just revealed in this episode, but, he was Adrian Veidt is his name when I'm looking on IMDb, but I figured that a while ago. Like, what is going on? He got these clones. I think when I saw like the preview for the next episode or somewhere, and they see it like a catapult, he's stomping out the clones, losing his goddamn mind. I'm like, what the body is frozen. And I'll go ahead and tell you something. What I normally don't do when I do recaps reviews is I never, ever, ever watch anybody else's content before I record mine, because sometimes you will accidentally or subconsciously mimic what they say, and I just no one likes to do that. I mean, that's kind of a rule everybody has, but I kind of cheated, and I was watching Charlie with Emergency Awesome. Dude was like 3.3 million subs. Anyway, I even watched this thing to get a better explainer of what's going on. I'm still like, okay, what's I just don't know, but we sticking to it or whatever. But he was saying that like Dr. Manhattan is keeping him in a prison or something. I don't know. I don't get it. If somebody wants to help me understand that in the comment section, I really will appreciate that. But going back to the beginning of the episode, it did draw me in because, I like riddles. I like jokes and things like that. Unfortunately, she did mess up the joke, with the bricklayer and then the 3 heroes going up into heaven. And one of the things I just found interesting is when she was talking about Dr. Manhattan went up to heaven or whatever, and she was just like blue god versus the regular god or whatever, and that dialogue right there, that was pretty cool. I really do like that. But we find out that she is Silk Spectre from the movies. Now, while I'm confused, I bet if you haven't seen the movie, which I know this show is not a sequel to the movie, it's a sequel to the graphic novel, which I didn't read. I wonder if you're confused, or maybe not, maybe you are able to comprehend this all. But in the show, the comedian, no, not the show, but the movie, the comedian was her father. And I don't mean to sound, she was conceived, the mother, okay, Silk Spectre's mother that I don't believe was in the movie conceived this Lori Blake character, against her own will. The comedian is a horrible man and he raped her, and that's where Silk Spectre came from or whatever. But we found out here that the Lori Blake character is Silk Spectre. Now, what I do find interesting is I want to know, I hope they develop this later on in the season, or why she has such a strong disdain for superheroes and vigilantes, because she was one. If I missed that somewhere in this episode, please let me know in the I'm finna say comic book section, the comment section, because I am interested there. Because I mean, at the very beginning where she was infiltrating the bank, pretending like she was robbing and things like that, and I was thrown for a loop too. Like, oh, okay, this is the rules or whatever. Y'all are setting a trap for a vigilante, and I think his name, it was either Shadow or Revenger. I can't remember one. I know they mentioned both of those names, but when the senator came later or whatever, talking about the DOPA Act, the Department of Police Accountability, not DOPA, Department of Police, I forgot, but it was about protecting the police. He was like, hey, I heard that you caught this superhero. And I think she was like, no, this guy was Shadow. Last week, it was the Avenger. But what I did forget, though, is, let me jump around too much. They caught the vigilante, and she shot him in the back like she just wanted to kill him. And they're like, hey, how did you know that his his costume would stop bullets? And she didn't. She just didn't care about killing this dude. And I think that's messed up. I think that's one of the reasons why I don't like her, because they set her up at the very beginning. I mean, they gave her those actions, though, and that's just messed up. She's kind of a murderer. She is. She didn't care if she did murder him or not. So that's probably why I don't like her. So I'm just like, why do you have such a disdain for these vigilantes that are trying to do good? And you used to be one too. So I hope they do develop that later on in the film or whatever. But she's trying to talk to Dr. Manhattan on they got some super satellite reception. It takes about 40 seconds to send the transmission, but I remember now that's expected. They used to smash in the movie, get it on foreplay and things like that. And just kind of something interesting that I remember from the movie, Dr. Manhattan can pretty much do whatever he wants to do. You know what I'm saying? He's just that powerful. So if you haven't seen in the movie, he can clone himself instantaneously. So there was like one scene in the movie where they're smashing foreplay, getting it on, and he, she's like, oh God, oh my God, come on. And like he mimics himself, and you see like multiple hands. So he's smashing her from all towns all around the world. And, but he done cloned himself over here. He in the other room tinkering with some machine, and she gets offended like, what are you doing? I want all the undivided attention. Like, woman, look, I can make 1 billion copies of myself, be happy. You know what I'm saying? That's just that's just something that he can do. But I guess his dick game was that good, because she had a dang dildo as big as this gallon of water right here. You know what I'm saying? Locked up in a briefcase or whatever. Like, okay, I mean, my goodness gracious. I mean, I just have to be honest. I don't think that's like what's her name in the DC comics or whatever, Lois Lane or whatever. Once you smash the Superman, I mean, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? You really can't top that or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't get intimidated by other guys or nothing like that. I'm confident in myself, but I'm just saying, man, if I'm, a woman tell me about her ex, yeah, it was Superman. You know what I'm saying? Superman. I'm gonna be like, oh, okay. You know what I'm saying? And then, who's your ex? Okay, Dr. Manhattan, the guy that's living on Mars right now. They can grow to 100 feet tall. He can do whatever he wants. So, I mean, my goodness, I was finna get a really graphic, but I'm just saying it was funny. She later on, and the dude knocking on the door, she's like, I'm finna masturbate. What do you want? She was annoyed. She was mad as hell. You know what I'm saying? She opened up the thing like, oh, I had such a stressful day. And she was like, oh, hello, and knocked. God damn it, that sucks. That sucks. Pretty much everybody has masturbated before, and nobody wants to get interrupted. You know what I'm saying? That's just so. That was funny to me, as you can see. But anyway, something else interesting in the show is that, I forgot, for some reason I was thinking that, when the cops wore the mask, the senator was like, okay, hey, we've been implementing this law to protect cops for 3 years now. I was thinking that it was like throughout the whole nation, but that's not the case. You know what I'm saying? So, and it makes sense to why they have to bring in somebody else, because if you're close to the chief, you're not going to be able to do, your best job, because, you're biased, you have self-interest and things like that. So it is smart to get somebody out, that's, not in that vicinity or whatever, that's out of town, out of state or whatever. So, I mean, even though I said I didn't like the episode as much because it was that Regina King in it as much, I mean, it's necessary for the storytelling and to make sense. So I just really can't, take too much away from it. But I will say that the Lori Blake character is smart or whatever. I really do like the dialogue that she had. Like, when I forgot his name, the guy, another thing that I just think is cool, is that, okay, you have your cops in your regular mask, but you also have cops. Dude is in like a red jumpsuit, you know what I'm saying, with his yellow mask or whatever. He's like, look, I want to wear what I want to wear because this is who I am. So when she comes up, she's like, hey, dude, is your civil rights being taken advantage of? He's like, yes, they did it. She's like, I don't care. I'm just messing with you or whatever. And they go in there, they got all these dogs and things like that. And then the police brutality in this episode is on 11, but at the same time, what am I talking about? These are white supremacists. So police brutality, where they brutalized me and my people for 400 years, hence first episode of the Tulsa Race Riots. F y'all, man. But so you get your payback. But no, anyway, that was interesting to me. But I really do like the bouncing back and forth between Looking Glass and her, Lori Blake, because the Looking Glass character, why am I forgetting his name? Tim Blake Nelson, Wade Tim and Looking Glass. He seems like he's the dry humor, smart aleck or whatever that gets on people's nerves when, he's trying to get something done. But she's in there and she's like, oh, what is this clicker thing? Or, oh, AKA racist detector. She's getting him flustered. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I said I don't like her character, but at the same time, I like her character, and he's frustrated. It's not a racist, he kind of charging her. He's like, look, if you've seen the report, you've seen the tapes. And if you've seen the tapes, that, he wasn't there. He didn't say it or whatever. So I kind of like that. She been the asshole talking about, well, if you wear a mask with a mirror on it, people are going to try to use it and trying to get spinach out of her mouth and things like that. So, that's kind of cool right there. Now, I also like to where when they was going to Oklahoma before that, how they was in the plane and she pulled that other guy that, that was running the projector or whatever. And all dude had to kind of charge her up to like, okay, look, wait a minute. I got a PhD in history. I've done this, I've done that. So don't be treating me like a fan. And plus, you called me here. You know what I'm saying? I didn't beg you and pull on your coattail. You called me, woman. So I don't want to hear no crap talking about, hey, you want an autograph? You're just obsessed with something she said. I'm like, hey. Like he said, you called him. You know what I'm saying? So you just need to shut all that down and fix your attitude or whatever. I know you're frustrated because, Dr. Manhattan not laying the pipe no more. He off in Mars making sandcastles and stuff like that. But hey, well, now, yeah, and she did. I forgot, yeah, they did smash or whatever. He just knocked on the door like, hey, look, you want this dick or not? You know what I'm saying? I can. That's why you're frustrated. You ain't had no orgasm and if I have however long, and she obliged them and they got it on or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So that's just quite interesting there. I don't know. I mean, I kind of wish I would have seen some dialogue because I don't know. I've just never just randomly knocked on a woman's door and be like, hey, you know what I'm saying? And it popped off. I kind of had to work a little bit and to buy them an appetizer or something like that. But anyway, going over to the funeral, I'm just being retarded, guys. But going, and we talked about the Jeremy Irons character. I really just don't understand what is going on there, but we going over to the funeral, and the 7th Cavalry, the white supremacist terrorists or whatever, they are like serious, man. They're not taking no L's. They getting drills and digging tunnels and things like that. And Blake, she's an asshole, man, for like shooting the dude's head off. I'm like, what are you doing? You don't know if he's bluffing now. You could have blown everybody up. And like, why did everybody, as soon as I heard that shot, I would have been like, oh, Forrest Gump on him. I'm getting out of here. If I was by myself, if I had family, I'm trying to scoop everybody up. But run! I get my woman. I get the babies. You run to the car, get us, but everybody like kind of like froze there. And I kind of wish that somebody could have helped Regina King with the body in the I'm finna say in the casket, in the dirt or whatever. But she thinks smart or whatever. And Blake does owe everybody an apology. Also, I really do like the dialogue between Regina King's character, Angela. What is her name? Sister Night Angela or Abar. And Lori Blake's character. And when they were in there and she had, Angela had her goggles on and she came back up. She's like, look, I know who you are. And she's playing stupid. And like, you don't seem like the fainting type. See, she's smart. She's able to figure stuff out. And, Angela's playing it dumb or whatever. Like, what? How do you know? What makes you say that or something? She says. So I like that. I like that. So, again, something that I do want to know at the end of like really just what's going on is the car, Angela's car was dropped off, and almost crushed her, Blake. So, and then we look up there and I don't know if that was Dr. Manhattan playing the Mars. Like, I see you, but when, her Angela's grandfather, from the first episode, well, actually first 2 episodes, he was in the chair in the wheel. Well, he wasn't in the wheelchair in the car. He got in the car, and that was taken away by some giant magnet. But we saw no magnet here or whatever. So, I'm really interested in seeing what's going to happen there. Next episode comes out very, very soon. Of course, I'm going to be talking about that as well. No power until January 5th. I went ahead and canceled my Star subscription. Don't want to be charged for that, but I really am watching the show. Really am enjoying the show. First episodes was super duper fire. This was just kind of super fire or fire. But hopefully the next episode is back to super, super fire. But guys, please help me understand what the hell is going on with Ozymandias, that character or whatever. It's just weird. He stomping frozen bodies. Did he try to throw a body into space? If so, or in the atmosphere, because that's a strong ass catapult. And what is he trying to do? Help me out in the comment section below. But guys, that is just my opinion for Watchmen season 1, episode 3. What did you think of the episode? What did you think about my recap? Please let me know down below, and let me know in the comments. Seriously, guys, what is your favorite part of the show? Your favorite element or whatever? Your favorite episode? Let's get this conversation going and keep it flowing. If you like this video, please go ahead and give me the thumbs up. Also, please hit that subscribe button, and also hit me up on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Guys, it's right there at the bottom of your screen. It's in the pinned comments and in the description box. All you gotta do is click it, follow, and you're helping me, boy. You're helping your boy out. I'm coming up on 14,000 subscribers, 15,000, and then help me get on to 20. My guys, again, I just want to thank you so much for tuning in. And before you go, don't forget that my name is Brandon Keith Avery, and that's just my opinion. Peace.